Shalom Yahweh. Just a really quick video. It's my birthday 2 days ago. Yes, it's the 18th of March. Just a really quick video, really. Since the landlady's son knows about my YouTube, it's just an FYI, really. If a tenant who complains about slugs in her drawer, and it's so disgusting, and she leaves food all over the floor, doesn't wipe it up, and yet she's putting slug pellets down everywhere, then she needs to really take a good look in the mirror, doesn't she? This is the same individual who doesn't rinse the shower after herself. And this is the first time I've ever put a polite message on the whiteboard, and this is for a primary school teacher. On the board, there's like a classroom board in the kitchen with felt tip pens that you wipe off when you put a message up. It's one of those whiteboards. Instead of a blackboard, it's a whiteboard. It's a whiteboard, not the old-fashioned chalkboard. And I've put up polite messages saying, could tenants, no names, just in the same way that there's a printed message in the kitchen that says, can you, the tenant, clean up after yourself in the kitchen? Can you rinse the shower after yourself? Because ever since I moved in, I've never mentioned it before, but I am sick and tired of having to rinse out people's pubic hairs, people's body hair shavings. It is gross, okay? Now, she said that the said tenant says, because there's only, unfortunately, it was too good to last, Mr. Troublemaker is back, because, well, let's just say I could smell it. Yeah. And I had to clean out the toilet, so it was too good to last, really. But it was all to save face, because, of course, I'm the bad person. I spoke to my partner's letting agent. He's a very nice man. He said, because one of the people that works at my partner's letting agent said that if the landlady does what she did do over a week ago, before she assaulted me, she flew over from Malta, finally wrote out an official Form 3, but still put lies on it and false information. So before she assaulted me, the week before that, she tried to illegally evict me, despite my warning in a text, and my partner's letting agent saying if she does this, it's a crime, which it is. You've seen my legal notice. It's a crime of up to 2 years in prison plus damages. But she still did it anyway. And threatened to switch off the heating. The heating that she fixed because she put a new radiator in here. Yes, you know all about that. But when I first moved in here, I've only been here since mid-January. It's now mid-March, so that's 2 months. I owe her 4 weeks rent, which a floating support worker is going to help set up because someone else from Brighton Housing Trust closed my case just after they had opened the case. So it's not my fault that I'm not getting the housing benefit that I should have received. But anyway, yeah, I never complained when I first moved in about rinsing out people's body shavings and pubic hairs. Now, that's only me and the other female tenant whose identity I've tried to protect, but you will have heard when I held up my camera, because she knocked on my door, which I filmed, and backtracked on the fact that she said she'd told the landlady she didn't have a problem with me. Now, I've never complained about these things, but I'm getting pretty fed up with having to clean up after that tenant, because there are no other females in this house, and the nasty, vile, vindictive, dirty old man doesn't use the shower, which she admitted to. You know, she said he's a creep. He said to me he hates her. And I'd moved into a silent war zone. But I have never, ever actually said anything until recently. But since that tenant downstairs that I filmed the other day, lying to me, showing inconsistencies, and basically showing how selfish she is, I've had to clean up that behind the bin. There was a dollop of, I don't know what it was, tomato ketchup. It was gross, with a slug on it. And yet she's the one who's leaving the kitchen. She doesn't wipe the floors. I wipe the floors. And yet she's the one putting the slug pellets everywhere. And she had the cheek to ask me, because she doesn't use the toaster, if I would clean up crumbs. And then she soon shut her mouth when I said, well, I'm fed up with wiping up crumbs that are on the chairs in the kitchen, because I spend a lot of money on cleaning equipment. Wet wipes, antibacterial cleaner, disinfectant, bathroom. I'm the one who bought the toilet brushes and the toilet cleaner. Oh, and the bins that are in the toilets. And, you know, it's just pure selfishness. But as you heard the other day, said tenant plays her music in there. And when I politely said I've got a headache, especially after the fact that I was assaulted by the landlady, and a week before that had an attempted illegal eviction on me, I had a bit of a headache. But no, she wouldn't not play her music. So that obviously shows someone who doesn't care about other tenants, who's shown inconsistencies about telling the landlady she doesn't have a problem with me, but I've never actually told Victoria. So they've had slugs here before I even moved in. They've had a problem with unhygienic issues. And you know what? I know for a fact, in my mind, this has happened to someone else, because she even tried to blame the maintenance man who told me that he was going to tell Victoria, the landlady, he was quitting, that he had a breakdown because of me, even though they collectively violated my rights under the Equality Act. And by saying that I damaged the washing machine by giving it a deep clean, and I fixed someone's washing machine before by cleaning out the filter. So just really, you know, this is a primary school teacher, and really I've never actually written anyone's names down anywhere. I've just said, please can you clean up after yourself? So, you know, you create the problems, and when someone very politely just alludes to it without even saying anyone's name, boom, you make that person a target. It will backfire. So yeah, shalom Yahweh, and keep going. And yeah, it's just disgusting. You know, I rinse up. You know, it's really not much to ask that you rinse up after yourself, and you know, and because I fold, you know, a cloth, the J cloth, a certain way, and hang it over the tap. Really, that's a problem. You know, one would say get a life. You know, but you know, isn't it interesting that landlady said to me when I moved in, you know, talk about Jackanory, I'll help you write a book. And all the time, she's the one who's writing the book. It's story time with, you know, well, as my partner's letting agent Adrian said to me, you know, they revert back to being children. They've got nothing better to do. An elderly landlady and a troublemaker, and they're you move in and immediately making up stories. Oh, the back door was open. Oh, the front door was left open. Oh, you are a lovely lady. Kissing my hand. Ugh. And all the while making up stories because they can't clean up after themselves and they leave everything in a smelly, dirty state. Anyway, there we go. I just thought I'd document that. Over and out.